In this tutorial, we're going to look solely at mathematical operators. So since we have these variables that can sometimes have numeric values that sometimes and oftentimes we'll want to do calculations with, let's look at how we do calculations in programming. So here's a list, and this is on your website for you to reference whenever you need to. Here's a list of our mathematical operators, and you're probably pretty familiar with these because you've used computers your whole lives. Addition is the plus sign, subtraction minus sign, multiplication we use the asterisk, which is shift and 8 on the keyboard, division the slash, and then modulus is probably something you've never heard of before, but it returns the remainder. So all of these are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, you've made it this far in high school, so I think you know how to do these, but you may not have ever encountered the modulus operator, so let's take a look at what that entails. The modulus operator returns the remainder of a division problem. So let's say we have 14 mod 4. Okay, 14 mod 4. This little percent sign's modulus, and we often say mod instead of modulus. What does that evaluate to? Well, in order for us to answer this question, we first need to do some division. So let's take 14 divided by 4, and we can even break that down the old way like you did in elementary school. And we know 4 can go into 14 3 times, and 3 times 4 will give us 12. And if we subtract 12 from 14, or 14 minus 12, then we get 2 as the remainder. So 2 is the answer to this question. 14 mod 4 evaluates to 2. 2 is the remainder of what happens when you divide 4 into 14. So let's look at some examples of other operators. We're never going to have like very crazy mathematical equations in here, so don't panic. I know some students hear math and they immediately freak out, so don't freak out. Okay, so let's assume y has a value of 3. If we had y plus 2, what would be the new value of x after that code executed? Well, it would be 5. Y minus 2 would make x have the value of 1. And each time we're just assuming that this rolls over and y is always 3. Y times 2, now x has the value of 6. Y divided by 2, the value of x is 1.5. And if we do y mod 2, 2 goes into 3 one time with 1 left over, so 1 would be the remainder, the mod. Now, why do we use the modulus operator? Well, let's take a look at this example. Here we have 2 mod 2. Well, that answer is 0 because there's no remainder when you divide 2 by 2. 3 mod 2, well, we just answered that question in the last problem. That's 1. And then if we have 4 mod 2, well, it goes in an even number of times, so there's no remainder. 5 mod 2, well, it goes in 2 times with 1 left over, so 5 mod 2 evaluates to 1. 6 mod 2, it goes in an even number of times, there's no remainder, so it evaluates to 0. Are you seeing a pattern here? Turns out if you mod 2 of any number, if it returns 0, then it means that number's even. So that's an easy way for us to try to figure out on a computer, for the computer to figure out how a number's even. Okay, so you have some example problems using the mathematical operator. So complete those problems and then on to the next tutorial.